Hi guys, my name is Ira Sethi and I'm a first year medical student at Seth GS Medical College, Mumbai. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about how I went from 550s in mocks to 659 in NEET 2019 in the last 1 month. So I have divided this video into two parts. One is how I super organize my work, what I did and how I planned my month to get the most out of it and to get that 100 mark lead. But the second, very important and often neglected point is how I manage my mind. NEET comes with not only that exam. NEET is the stress you feel before the paper, during the paper. It's the nervousness. You feel all of that in that day. And NEET is about how you beat those odds, how you beat your emotions and you put your best, how you work under pressure, which is a test very important for getting into medical school. And I wanted to get into a good college and I wanted to get into KEM. It was my dream. I used to write it everywhere. So in order to achieve my dream, I used to think about mind management just as much as work management. That is what changed my life. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you to do is to figure out your why. Now, figure out your why. Figure out why you want to go into medical school, why you want to put yourself through the pain. It could be any reason. It could be because, you have this passion you've known since you were a child that you want to be a doctor, or, you have somebody in your family who's been sick a lot, someone close to you, or, you've seen your grandparents go through a lot of sickness. This is a very common reason why people go into medical school. Another reason could be that, your parents or your grandparents are doctors. My grandparent was a doctor and you want to follow in their footsteps, you want to join their hospital, or you just have a passion for the subject and a passion to help people and you want to make a change in this world. Whatever it is, whatever you're okay with, whatever you want to do, whatever is the reason, figure it out, because it is so important to know why, especially in this last month when everything hurts. All of this hard work hurts. You're feeling lonely, you're feeling crushed, the stress is another level. You need your why, you need your goal, you need your reason why, so that you push through this period. So one of the most important and game-changing tactics that I utilized in this last 1 month was to reduce the variables. So what I mean by this is that I tried to reduce all those things that could go different in the last month of NEET. I tried to make every single day of the month as similar as I could to the day of the NEET. And the reason I did this was, we've all had those instances, when you're writing a paper and because of some reason, like because there's some sounds, you're feeling too cold if there was an AC, or you're feeling too hot, or maybe because, you were not comfortable, or because you were feeling a little sick, or because you had stomachache, whatever be the reason, you kind of messed up your paper. And, you did the things you already knew. You knew, but you did them wrong anyways, and that is a mistake that I really wanted to avoid, because every paper there is something or the other. There's some or the other thing that happens and, it gives you a reason to screw up. It gives you a reason to do bad, but I wanted to not have any of those things, to eliminate as many as I could. So how I kind of did this was I legit made my entire day plan according to what the NEET ka day plan would be. That meant attempting the paper from 2 to 5. That meant like how during the day of the NEET you're going to eat lunch early. So I would have my lunch around like 12:31, because that's around when you're going to have your lunch if you have to report say by 12:45ish to 1. So my aim in all of this was training my mind and building that confidence that whatever comes at me now on that day, I'm going to be ready. My pre-paper strategy, which it was like a strategy I followed in before every paper. See, I had lunch from 12:30, 12:45ish to about 1:15. From 1:15 to 1:20, I would just go and take my paper that I would be solving, my OMR sheet, and I would take my my ball pen, obviously like a ball pen, and I would go and sit in the cafeteria like I already said. I used to solve my papers in the cafeteria, and I would make sure that every day I sat in like a different seat because I wanted to have a variety of stimuli and distracting things around me. I wanted those things because the more I experienced, the more exposure to those things I had, the more I could kind of train myself to be okay with it and to adapt to it. So I would change my seat in the canteen like every day, like every time I wrote a paper. Then what I did was that around 1:20 I would be sitting at my seat and I would turn over the paper and the OMR sheet and keep my pen on the side. For about like 10 minutes, I would just look around, look for things that would like scare me or make me paranoid or make me panic, or just things that would irk me or get to me. I would look like, maybe is it the heat, or is it because the group of children over there, like not children, like people are talking and like shouting, or just people are staring at me. Anyways, so I would look for all those things that to stimulate me, and I would try dealing with them. I would imagine that it's the day of the NEET, and I'm sitting in an unknown place with unknown people, and I'm feeling all this. I would try to feel what I think I would have felt on the day of NEET, and then I would try dealing with it. I would try to take breaths, or I would tell myself it's okay, it's all right, it's fine. I would try accepting it. I would try to do all the things that I could think of at that time in order to deal with it. This is what I did for like 10 minutes. I did a lot of overthinking. That was the plan. And then from 1:30 to 1:50, okay, every day, and I would listen to some classical music, which it was like a 20-minute classical music, sleep music thing, which ended with a timer. You get these things on YouTube, and I'll share the link down below. But the point is, the reason I did this is very important, okay? So the reason I did this was that I not only wanted to reduce the variables, but I wanted to create a constant. Okay, I did this every single of those 30 days, okay, was that I wanted to train my mind and my body to go into ultimate relaxation, into sleep mode or semi-sleep mode, from 1:30 to 1:50. Obviously, it's not going to be like exact, your body's not going to be that exact, but the point is around that time, I would sleep. I know it's risky, I know it's a little close to the paper, but I would do this. I did this every day, and how I trained myself was with this classical music time. I would kind of induce this calm state, and I would just close my eyes, breathe, put my head down, and just listen and focus on the music only and ignore everything else around me. I could let go enough to fall asleep because I knew the alarm would wake me up. Okay, and then it would ring suddenly at 1:50 and I would just wake up. Okay, and I would be fresh, and all those overthinking and the paranoid thoughts that were, buzzing in my head would suddenly be calm, and I'd be kind of ready, for giving the paper. See, from 1:50 to 2, what I did was, have some water, visit the washroom. So you can do that in NEET. You can get water in NEET, and you can visit the washroom before the paper starts. But generally, it is better if you don't go from 1:50 to 2. But like if it's urgent, then it's okay. And then I would just sit again in deep breath, and now in this time I would make sure that I don't see those things that could scare me, and just focus on your breathing, and don't think about the future, don't think about the past, don't think about your family, don't think about the paper, nothing. Just see breath and just keep telling yourself you're ready. This is what I did from 1:20 to 2 p.m. every single day that I wrote a paper. Every day. You won't believe this, but it is very true that on the day of NEET, okay, first though, I was not at all bothered by anything. Those 10 minutes that I initially used to give to the paranoia, over those 30 days, eventually I came to a time where I would look for things to scare me, and I'd be like, no, don't scare me. Or, buzzing fan, don't scare me. Shouting people doesn't, distract me. I started becoming immune, and I was nearly immune by the time NEET, came around. The most crazy thing was that in NEET, 1:30 to around 1:45, it wasn't till 1:50 exact, but 1:30 to 1:45, I actually slept. I slept before the paper, in the waiting in the, exam hall, because my body was used to it. And I was fresh. I was fresh despite standing outside in the heat, standing outside in the line. So my point is, this is how I kind of trained. This was my pre-paper strategy, how I would eliminate the stress and bring in more calmness. Okay? So this is why I think this is one of those important things that I think I did that kind of helped me ace that paper and, do my best, that I'd ever done in my entire life. So the next thing that I'm going to discuss is how I dealt and how to deal with doing a bad paper, how to deal with a bad end result, which was not what you expected. You thought that the paper went good. You thought that you were prepared pretty well. You thought that you have been, following your timetable. You have been doing the pre-paper strategy. You've been meditating. You've been trying to do your best at every point of the day. And still, your scores are just not there. They're not where you want them to be. I got past that. I kind of somehow managed to have a small glimmer of hope by telling myself, don't dwell on the results of this mock paper. They have nothing to do with your NEET marks paper because they are not a true judge of your capability. There is someone up there, there is that God up there who's seeing that you're working hard, who's seeing that you're putting your blood, sweat and tears into this, and who's seeing that you deserve it, and he is going to give you what you deserve. Doesn't matter what happens in mock tests. It doesn't matter who scores more than you. What matters is you tell yourself that jo hona hai acha hi hoga. Okay, the end result is going to be good because I deserve it. It is going to be the real judge of my capability, not these mock tests. Okay, so you just get up and get at it again. This last month in NEET is going to be a painful one. Pushing yourselves beyond your limits is going to hurt, and your mind is going to revolt, when you sacrifice everything you want so that what you want doesn't become a sacrifice. And in order to deal with this, I had a cute little best friend, this notebook. This notebook encased everything I felt. It encased every insecurity I would have, about not scoring as good. It had all the new strategies that would come to my mind. It has all my outbursts, and it has my dreams. So that's it, guys. That was me being absolutely raw and honest with y'all about what I did in that last 1 month to make this possible. I hope that this can help you the way it helped me. Don't forget to check out all the links that I've put in the description box down below. Before you go, it's just one last thing.